Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into an idea that is so incredibly vast, it really challenges our whole understanding of time and, well, our place in it.
I mean, have you ever really, truly stopped to wonder, how long have you been here? To explore that question, we're going straight to the source, drawing from the Pali Canon, which holds some of the earliest Buddhist teachings.
So let's get right into it. What is this concept that kind of stretches our minds to the breaking point? Well, it all starts with one core idea. That word is saṃsāra. It literally means wandering on. It's this idea of a perpetual cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. But the key part? It has no discoverable beginning. The Buddha used a very specific phrase to describe it.
Think about that for a second. A first point is not discerned. It's a statement about infinity that's, almost impossible for us to really wrap our heads around. So to make this idea more tangible, he used a series of really powerful, mind-bending metaphors.
And the first set of these metaphors does something brilliant. It grounds this huge, abstract idea in something we can all relate to, our own family tree.
Okay, so picture this. As described in the Pāṭavī Sutta, imagine you make a tiny little pellet, say the size of a small seed. You make one for your father, one for your grandfather, one for your great-grandfather, and you just keep going back and back and back in time.
Now here's the kicker. The text says that you would run out of all the earth on this entire planet to make your little pellets before you ran out of ancestors, before you could even account for every father you've ever had, and the same goes for your mothers and their mothers and so on.
And this points to something really profound. Over this unimaginable time frame, our connections to every other living being are incredibly deep. We've been family to each other over and over and over again.
So from the sheer scale of our ancestry, the texts then zoom in and make this concept deeply, deeply personal and emotional. The Sutta poses this exact question. It asks you to compare all the personal suffering you've ever experienced, every loss, every moment of pain, to all the water and all the oceans on earth.
And the answer is just staggering. The texts state that the tears you have shed from sorrow and loss throughout your journey in saṃsāra are far, far greater than all the water in the oceans combined.
And it doesn't stop there. This metaphor also applies to the mother's milk you've drunk and the blood you have shed. It's this powerful way of illustrating the sheer volume of experience, both the nurturing and the violent, that's contained in just one being's cycle.
Okay, so we've talked about people, we've talked about personal experience, but what about time itself? How long is this journey? The texts use a specific unit of time called an eon, or kappa, to try and give us some sense of the scale.
So the Pāṭavī Sutta gives us this incredible image. Imagine a mountain of solid rock, miles high and miles wide, and once every 100 years, someone comes and just gently wipes it with a piece of silk cloth, and they repeat this until the entire mountain is worn away to nothing.
You think that incredible length of time is the eon, right? But no. The text says that even that incomprehensible amount of time it would take for silk to wear down a mountain is shorter than a single eon.
And we have wandered through not just one of these, but countless eons. Way more eons than there are grains of sand in the entire river Ganges. It's just beyond measure.
So you might be thinking, okay, I get it. The numbers are big. My mind is blown. But what's the actual point of contemplating all this? Is it just supposed to make us feel small and overwhelmed? Well, the texts are actually very clear about the purpose. Time and time again, the texts emphasize that for a very, very long time, we have experienced immense and repeated hardship. We've seen it all, we've felt it all, again and again and again.
But here's where the whole thing pivots, in a really interesting way. Understanding this sheer scale isn't meant to be a cause for despair. It's presented as the ultimate motivation for change. So the crucial takeaway here is that seeing the full, mind-boggling picture of this endless cycle gives you the strongest possible reason to look for a way out. It's meant to create this profound sense of urgency, a real desire for freedom. Ultimately, this ancient teaching, with all its wild metaphors, isn't just some cosmic history lesson. It's a mirror, held up to reflect the vastness of our own journey. And it leaves every one of us with a really provocative question. After an eternity of wandering, what is your next step?